Hello everybody, my name is Gabby Turner. Thank you for joining me for this pick a card reading. We're just going to be finding out what is coming up for you. So just a kind of general predictive reading. We do have 3 options, and timestamps for the options are in the description box below. Option number 1 is the Courtesan. Option number 2 is the Maid. And option number 3 is the Witch. Again, option 1 is the Courtesan, option 2, the Maid, option 3, the Witch. So go ahead and get in touch with your intuition. Try not to attach any preconceived notions to what these archetypes might represent. I have not looked at the cards myself, although I have shuffled and drawn some cards randomly for each of the piles so far. But we'll just get into the reading and see exactly what is coming up for you. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right, group 1, those of you who chose the Courtesan, welcome to your reading. This is very interesting so far. I am going to start out by just reading the Courtesan message from the book. The oracle card that you chose, the archetype, the Courtesan, is from this Bad Girl Oracle deck. And I feel like it kind of is going to set the tone because the other cards here really seem to correspond with what it's saying. So I just feel like this would be a way to kind of like jump right into the energies that I see you being in going forward. The Courtesan's time is money, and for good reason. She has built her sophistication from the ground up, dedicating her waking moments to education in the finer things, practicing her social graces, enhancing her beauty, and working her connections to the wealthy and influential. In genre fiction, the courtesan is designed to be courted, but her eye is just as discerning as any of her suitors. She does not keep the company of the unworthy, even if she still might need a little polishing herself. When pulled upright, the courtesan may signal that you're coming into your own sophistication and setting your own standards, or that your style has caught someone's eye. She may also signal a situation where you'll need to stand on formality, so don't be afraid to defer to etiquette. When pulled in reverse, the courtesan may signal that you've indulged yourself past the point of pleasure, or that you are clinging to pretense. You may also be tolerating behavior you know is unacceptable, even if it's your own. If you've set standards for others, you'll need to adhere to them yourself. Upright. Refinement, high society, luxury, tradition, and courtship. Reversed, overindulgence, haughtiness, and scorn. So this kind of reminds me a bit of the 9 of Pentacles in the tarot deck, because you're coming through as being in a place where, you know, you've kind of got your life figured out in a way. And so there's no need to align yourself with someone that really just isn't going to further enhance your life. It's interesting because I pulled one tarot card from this Mars Power tarot deck to kind of like symbolize the impetus, or like what's motivating you right now in life going forward. And we have the Ace of Swords. Your motivation is clarity. Your motivation really is discernment of like what's worthy of your time. You know, the courtesan card talked about like time is money. So you're not really willing to waste your time. And it's interesting too, on this courtesan card, she's like really enjoying herself. And in the background, like she is attracting a lot of kind of like hate and judgment, it looks like. But what does she care? She has on a gorgeous dress. She's eating this wonderful food. Like she's feeling very luxurious. She's got, you know, the aesthetic, she's in a good place with her aesthetic that feels great for her. She's just doing her own dang thing. So she doesn't care. She's got discernment. She is noticing what's important to her, and whatever is not important, she's sort of leaving it behind. Now, underneath the Ace of Swords, we have love, and it says romantic love. excited, and grief. So again, it feels to me that what is coming up for you is definitely some sort of discernment, specifically regarding your love life. And I don't know, it feels like there's going to be an opportunity that comes up for you that you're going to be excited about. So maybe this is you meet someone who does seem to be meeting your standards, and it's really exciting, and like, the ball is rolling, the two of you are engaging with each other, you're dating, you're talking, it seems to be going somewhere. The spark has been lit. But then we have the grief card as well. And this is really, maybe the 10 of Wands and the moon above it are also a little bit negative in a sense. But I think that what I feel here is that, there's a new emotional opportunity coming into your life, but it seems to be sparking some sort of doubt within you of, okay, this seems right, but is it, There's still a reluctance, I think. There's a sort of reluctance because it's like your prayers and wishes are being answered and you're ready for a fresh start. It's like you've manifested this. I feel like you're manifesting like a really excellent phase of your love life where there's a lot to be excited about. And it feels like, like if you've been scripting or whatever forms of manifestation you've been doing, sometimes we manifest things without even it's not like we're consciously trying to do it. It's like our energy is just in such a great place that we've pulled in such an experience. And that seems to be what's happening. But it's like the perfect experience of love has arrived at your door. And because you're already in a good place, you're like, okay, this is a great package, but do I want to take this out of the box completely? Because taking this new romantic experience out of the box completely also means making some sort of change to my life. Oh yeah, and she's literally carrying boxes here. So it's like, yeah, this is a great opportunity, but is it also, in a sense, a burden at the same time? It's like your fear with the moon is triggered by this really great blessing of you finally getting what you've been hoping and wishing for. So it's very ironic, I feel like. But I don't think it's overall bad. It's just, I think, there's a blessing coming in and you're just put into the position where you have to decide, am I ready to really receive this blessing? It's here. It's at my doorstep. I could fully open the box. I see what the label says. The label is sad. The label says new exciting love life. But what do I want to do with this package that I've manifested? I do feel, though, that you will have time to decide. So there's not a lot of urgency here. There is time for you to work through all of your emotions. Because, again, your major motivation is discernment. And we also have the Justice card. So you need to be able to, take time in processing what is coming up. Because it's something big, it's something positive, but as I said, you need time to figure out what you want to do with that. So what do your spirit guides suggest? Okay, we have the 3 of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the 7 of Cups. Okay, so to me, it does feel like your spirit guides are suggesting that you don't put all of your eggs into one basket romantically, because the 3 of Cups and the 7 of Cups are both about kind of like romantic options, or, not necessarily pledging your heart to just one person on an emotional sense. It's like, keeping your heart uncommitted, So this is not necessarily a great time to be making a commitment. It reminds me of like Bridgerton, if you've seen that TV show, where it's like you have suitors, right? but you can take your time getting to know those suitors. You don't have to just settle on one until you know who is the exact right one, and maybe there won't be an exact right one. But we do have the Knave of Chalices, and I can't remember in this deck if this is the Page or the Knight. But I definitely do see someone romancing you. But that, again, and there could be multiple people romancing you, but if it's just one person, there will at least be definitely one person pursuing you romantically and trying to get your attention. But your spirit guides do want you to take your time because it feels like there will probably be other suitors as well. Yeah, and then the Seven of Pentacles. It's like basically taking your time. She kind of looks like the courtesan as well in a way. So yeah, like enjoying the experience. Take your time to enjoy the experience. There's no need to rush through this experience. It's a wonderful, beautiful experience of romance. And also, I think that they're saying to take your time revealing yourself to this person as well. You don't have to open up and tell this person everything about yourself. You don't have to tell them your whole life story. You can keep your heart guarded as long as you need to, as far as that goes. Yeah, because I feel like we have the World card here. This is going to lead you to pretty much the ideal romantic situation. Yeah, so this is wonderful. I don't know how else to describe it, but like you are manifesting a really tremendous and beautiful phase of your romantic life. You're going to be courted, you're going to be romanced. And whether this initial person who comes in is the person, if you just, wherever it goes, it's going to lead you to something wonderful. Whether it's with them, whether it's with someone else, whether you simply decide that you prefer to be in your own space. And I saw 11:11 on the clock on my camera phone as I said that, and this is the Moon card showing up more than once. So I do feel like it seems very important to you to be able to have the opportunity to cocoon yourself within your own secluded emotional experience, to have your private time, basically. Your private time is very important to you, and I think that throughout this process, it is something that you're going to be prioritizing, and your spirit guides are definitely supporting that. Yeah. So yeah, basically take your time, enjoy the experience. I feel like, especially with this grief card, there will be moments with this blessing that's coming in that do feel a little bit tricky to you, that do feel a little bit like life doesn't feel quite balanced, But, I think we've already covered that there's a little bit of a hesitation or feeling of uncertainty on your part. So just take your time, take it day by day, step by step. Prioritize your own emotional needs first and foremost. And that is what's going to get you to this clarity and discernment that you need in order to figure out what is your best possible life, right? So I hope that makes sense, my little courtesans. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. All right, welcome everybody who chose option number 2, the Maid card. So let's see what's coming up for you guys. So first of all, this initial card I pulled from the Mars Power Tarot to sort of indicate what is your driving force in this period of life that we're looking at that's coming up for you. And we get the 8 of Cups, the 8 of Cups, and it's followed by exhausted, lonely, and discouraged. I feel like you're kind of like stuck in a rut and you're really wanting to get out of it. And I think it's maybe a rut in a lot of ways. It could be a rut in terms of, like whatever you're doing with your life right now. It could be, with the Maid card especially, you could feel like you're doing work that is not valued correctly, or where you're not appreciated, work that you're not passionate for, where you're just serving other people's needs rather than your own. So that could be one area of stuckness. But also get the sense with this lonely card that maybe you're stuck in terms of your social life as well. You may be having friendships that just don't feel right to you, or maybe you don't have friendships at all. But there's a feeling of, I want this to change, but it feels like I've been stuck in this rut forever. But what I do feel, fortunately, is that you will be coming out of that rut. I do still see you kind of struggling, it's like you are the butterfly, like trying to push your little legs against the walls of the cocoon. You're ready to come out, and it is an exhausting process to try to burst out of that cocoon. So initially what I see coming up for you is more of the same, but your cards really do progress through this first line and into the second line. It's almost like a story is being told. So you're struggling to move beyond your current circumstances. We have tears of joy and sadness, life just feels very unkind. It feels, I don't know, it's like you're very discouraged, obviously. And I went through a phase like this for a few months of this year, and I just felt very hopeless. So I understand that feeling. But what follows it is give in to passion. So I think that's what you will be doing, giving into passion, and then gratitude and thanks. I feel that there is some sort of shift coming up for you, and it seems to come from a place of you either finding something that you're passionate about, just aligning with, or getting back in touch with something that you already knew that you were passionate about that maybe you just put to the side. But it's like a renewal of a sense of zest of life, passion for living, and feeling like your life is meaningful and purposeful is what's coming up for you. And that is such a beautiful phase. And you will be acknowledging it, with this gratitude and thanks. You will be very much acknowledging the tremendous blessing that this is. And, they say I don't know, what is the saying? You have to, in order to have a rainbow, you have to have a little rain at least. So you're getting through that rainy period, and you're getting to the point where there is the rainbow, and you can appreciate the blessings that follow the periods of sorrow. Then we also have Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, and Nine of Cups. So I feel like specifically you moving into some sort of work that is in a better alignment with your life purpose, a better alignment with who you are and what you want out of life and what is meaningful for you. So moving into, it could be a new job or something like that. The Maid card and also the Knight of Pentacles do indicate some sort of work that you're doing. It could be employment, or you're working for yourself. But it feels like you have some sort of new opportunity here with the Ace of Pentacles to do something that you're much more passionate about. And that's bringing you a lot of emotional satisfaction. With the Nine of Cups, it's like a wish fulfillment. Wow, this is my dream job. This is my dream career. It's always been my dream to be able to pursue this hobby. And now I have the opportunity to do it in a more serious way. It's that type of thing. So then we have it followed by the Nine of Wands. And I think that this is just kind of a reminder, and I've experienced that through certain phases of my life as well, that, sometimes we get, we can align with something that we feel really passionate about. And then for whatever reason, that passion burns out, or, we start doing our dream job, and then it's like the honeymoon phase is sort of over. And then it's like, well, this is still my dream job, but it's just, the day in and day out. And, I think basically with this card happening at the end, it's just a reminder that you don't want to go back to that rut that you were in before once this blessing comes in. So let's ask your spirit guides, what can you do to avoid that? Whoops. Okay, so we have the 10 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles, and the 2 of Cups. Sure, if this card that fell on the floor wants... I don't think it wants me to look at it. Let's pull one more. The Knave of Cups, the Stars, and the Knight of Pentacles again. I mean, I think that your spirit guides are saying that whatever this new phase is that you're stepping into is going to be one that will last for years, in terms of like if you're starting a new job or a new career, or like being able to make significant use of some passion or talent that you have in a way that you haven't before, then this is something that you're going to become very established in. So whether the specific job or if it's just the field that you're in, whatever that is, it will last with the 9 and 10 of Pentacles, and your enjoyment of it will last. This is something that you're very connected to. You are very passionate for that, and it doesn't feel like the passion itself is going to fade. But, so why is this 9 of Wands here? 3 of Wands. Well, I think that they want to remind you that even though this may last, that doesn't mean that there won't still be at some point a need to kind of like reignite the spark of your soul, or reinvigorate your spirit in some way. There may still be, we can always do, we're never too old to do something new. I think that that's what they're trying to tell you, because you're embarking on an important point in your career life, and it's a phase that will last for a long time, some sort of career field that you are going to be in for a long time. But don't just allow yourself, I guess they're trying to say, like, don't get into the rut, even though you're very passionate about this, of allowing this to be the only thing that you care about. Because that's going to lead to a lot of sorrow. You have to like reignite other passions, find hobbies, find other things along the way that keep your soul on fire. So basically that's what they're saying. Anything else or no? Nope. They feel like that has been expressed as well as it needs to be. All right. So really, I hope that this was helpful, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. All right. Welcome everybody who chose option number 3, the Witch. And I am actually going to start off by reading your message from this deck, the Bad Girl Oracle deck. So, because it really relates to, and so it's a great way to get your reading started, because it gives a sort of overview of what I see here. The witch lives by her craft. In horror and genre fiction, the witch practices magic through rites, spells, and divinations. She devotes herself to enhancing her ability to influence outcomes and manifest realities. She may work many different paths and be acquainted with the more malevolent forces of magic. She may also work within the bounds of the natural world. Whatever her particular practice, she holds a mystical outlook with an appreciation and reverence for signs, symbols, and ritual. When pulled upright, the witch may signal you to take a proactive approach to an outcome in your life. She may signal you to visualize what you want and that you're in a prime position to manifest your vision. So I really feel like the cards are basically saying that. And interestingly enough, none of the other spreads were like this, but one of your cards here, it's an emotion card. It says vulnerable. Wanted to come out at the top of your reading, but in reverse. And underneath it is the Page of Cups from the Mars Power Tarot. And I pulled one card for each group from this deck to sort of indicate like what's your driving motivation in life. So we have the Page of Cups, but we also have this vulnerable card reversed here. And so it feels like in this phase of your life coming up, you're really motivated to kind of like be in touch with your own emotional needs and what you need to feel happy and emotionally safe and secure. And I feel like you're willing to right now, in all ways, in every possible way. I'm about to use a term that may be triggering, I don't know, but you're ready to move out of any form of victim consciousness. And victim consciousness can come in a lot of ways. Sometimes it makes us feel that we're trapped in our circumstances financially and that we just don't have enough money for this and that or the other, which in a sense can be true, but in another sense, when our perspective and our money mindset shifts, we do. Or we might be in a mindset of, well, I just don't deserve love, or nobody will ever love me, etc., and so on. But to me, you're in a really powerful place right now where you understand actually that you can be vulnerable. You can have all of these emotions, and still be someone who can manifest your best life. That's where you are. You're honoring and respecting your true emotions. You're not denying them, but you're understanding that you're much more powerful than your emotions, right? If you feel a little bit afraid of something, if you feel rejected, or if you feel afraid, that's a normal emotion to have, but it's not as strong as your ability to create your best life. So we have the Six of Pentacles, and here on this card it says Help Fund. We also have Two of Swords and Six of Swords. I think you're in a place right now where you are understanding like you are your own best support system. And because of that mindset of, you know what, if I want to make improvements in my life, I'm just going to need to get up off, any sort of, any sort of like emotional hesitation I've been in and just do it. Right? And then we have this followed by change and progress. The Three of Cups, compassionate. So I do feel like you're being very compassionate towards yourself. You're being very kind and gentle and loving towards yourself. And that love that you're having for yourself is actually drawing people into your life. And this feels to me like it could be a romantic love, but I feel a lot of like friendship here actually. I feel like basically what you're manifesting going forward is a phase of increased friendship and the types of friendships that really allow you to feel safe and secure and feel like, wow, I feel really respected. I feel really seen and understood. And this is someone in front of me who I see and understand. You're getting to a place of being receptive to connecting with other people emotionally and overcoming any sort of blockages that have been in your way as far as that goes. Yeah, with change and progress and make a move as well, it's like I think that you feel much less restricted perhaps than you might have in the past about approaching someone for a friendship or responding to someone who is approaching you for friendship or vice versa. Of course, this also could be romantic love as well. But yeah, this is beautiful. I just feel like overcoming your fears, but also honoring and respecting your fears and emotional needs is just a beautiful balance for you that is allowing you to manifest closer connections to other people. Healing personal connections, healthy relationships of all kinds. And I feel like you're going to be having like such an increased level of emotional support. And you're not afraid of that, you know? I think in the past with this umbrella as well, you may have even been trying to avoid emotional connections with people in a way, out of fear, or maybe you've, just had a lot of bad experiences. And so it's been difficult to trust opening up to someone, letting someone into your life. But you're moving into a new phase. So is there anything else about this or advice about how to approach this new phase of life that your spirit guides want to talk about? So we have the Devil card. It's one of the funniest Devil cards. I'll hold it up in a moment so you can see. We have the Queen of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, the Empress, Five of Swords, and Queen of Swords. So I'll let you see this Devil card. This is like the least scary devil. This guy. It's funny. But I think too, like, it kind of brings up this idea of like a lot of the things that we are afraid of, or we think it's a monster in the corner, but it's really not a monster in the corner. It's a jacket hanging off of a coat rack or something. And I think it brings light to the fact that our fears sometimes are just so silly. And then in other ways, there are things, that we rightfully are afraid of, the influence of other people in our lives. This woman seems to be trying to control these two other women. But when we release victim consciousness, we also come into our own sense of empowerment over, what? Why are you trying to control my life? And what makes you think that you can continue to do that? So it feels like, I think that your spirit guides are just really honoring and respecting you for taking control of your life and not allowing the power to rest in anybody else's hands. I also feel like there's a ton of self-respect here, and your spirit guides are really applauding that as well, because I think that you have had to work hard to get to a point of respecting yourself in quite the way that you deserve. Because it's not like you were completely disrespecting yourself. I think you were at the level of the Queen of Pentacles, but through your hard work and effort, you're able to move up into the Empress energy, which is kind of like your ideal divine feminine energy. And, your ability to attract whatever you want to attract. And I think just what they want you to be aware of is that a lot of what you're pulling in now, this beautiful emotional support, really truly loving, true heart individuals that you're pulling into your life, peacefulness and, peacefulness and serenity in your emotional connections with other people. This has been available to you all along. But there was a part of you that was blocking it through your own, maybe overanalyzing, or there was a part of you that actually wanted to be separate from other people in a way. Yeah, with the Four of Pentacles, it's like maybe you felt like, okay, I would love to have more friendships, but your spirit guides are just wanting you to be aware, because they want you to understand what your manifestation powers are, right? And what had been blocking them up to this point, so you can understand that type of blockage in the future. The Four of Pentacles is afraid to take a risk. The King of Pentacles is saying, you know what, but isn't my life good enough already? And we had the Queen of Pentacles as well. It's like, well, why should I take a risk? Life is pretty good without taking these emotional risks. So why should I? What's the motivation to do that? And what I think that the difference now is that maybe you are coming across people who it is worth taking the risk for. So that's the difference. It's like, yeah, maybe there wasn't any need to take a risk on friendships before because there wasn't anything before you worth that risk. But now there is. So in terms of manifestation, not taking a risk until there's something before you that's worth taking the risk is the guidance. If you're going to make a move at the point when you really can make change and progress. So if you see a waterfall in front of you, that's not the time to like keep pushing forward, right? Because that's just going to end in disaster. And maybe a lot of your reluctance before was actually very wise with this Four of Pentacles, because you could have been trying to avoid, going over some waterfall, potential emotional waterfall that would have been very devastating and destructive towards you. But you've gotten to safer waters now, and it does feel safe now and wise to push ahead now. I think that basically your spirit guides are telling you that the reason you're able to work your magic in terms of manifesting new friendships and just emotional support right now is because you've had the discernment to sort of bide your time and not invest in people who weren't really going to be emotionally supportive to you anyway. So you waited for the right kinds of people to come along. And now you're in a position to still honor the fears that might be there at some level, but also to see with that discernment and that clarity that it is safe to push ahead right now and that you will make change and progress that will lead you towards greater emotional support. Yeah, so it's a great time to open your hands and receive all of this love, this beautiful love and emotional support that is coming to you. All right, so group 3, I really hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.